Hello my dear students, welcome to computer science class. In today's class, let us continue with our chapter that is web designing. And today we need to discuss about the HTML. This HTML stands for Hypertext Markup Language. What is the purpose of using this HTML? This HTML will allow you to design the web pages. So this hypertext markup language will consist of the markup tags. What are these markup tags? Say for an example, this is a markup tag, the center. This is a starting tag, this is a closing tag. So these are said to be as markup tag. These tags actually describes the document content. In the sense what? So I have written this markup tag called as center, and in between I have written certain content here, and then I have used the closing markup tag here. That means what? Whatever the text you are providing between these markup tags, that text content will appear at the center in your web page or the web document. Therefore, whatever the web pages will be appearing on your monitor, all they will be containing certain HTML markup tags they will contain. Along with that, they will also be written in the plain text, that is in the notepad. Therefore, we can also refer the HTML documents as the web pages. Alright, therefore, this HTML will help you to describe the web pages. Now, these markup tags are being usually called as HTML tags. Also, you can refer, or you can even refer them as HTML elements. These markup tags are actually being surrounded by an angle brackets. Look at this. Okay, these are said to be as an angle brackets. And these are always HTML tags or HTML elements. They will always comes in pairs actually. The first one we call it as an opening tag, and the second tag will contain a / here before the tag name, and then it is being referred to as a closing tag. I hope I'm very much clear enough. So this HTML stands for Hypertext Markup Language, which will help you to design the web page. Alright, so the HTML documents what you are going to see in your monitor, web pages and all, those all web pages can be referred to as an HTML documents, which will contain all the HTML elements or HTML markup tags you can refer as, okay, or else you can even just refer as an HTML tags, as well as it contains the plain text. Therefore, all the HTML documents are said to be as web pages, and these markup tags always comes in the pairs which are being surrounded by the angle brackets. The first one tag we refer it as an opening tag, and the second we refer it as an closing tags, which will appear with the /. Now let us move on to the general syntax of HTML. Here it comes the general form. Yes, here comes the general form. See here, this is a tag name, okay, which are said to be as markup tags. The tag name followed by the content what you want it to be appear on your web document, and then followed by the closing tag name. This is usually how we use the general form for using the any markup tags. Now here comes an general HTML page structure. Usually the HTML program will start with a tag, starting tag known as HTML, followed by the body tag here. Okay, suppose whatever the content you want to weave it on your web page, that content should be written within the body tag. If you carefully observe, all these HTML tags are being surrounded by the angle brackets, and each of them have the opening tag as well as the closing tag here. Now here comes the H1. H1, this is actually the heading tag. So we have 6 levels from H1 to H6 we have. The H1 provides you the highest font. So this is a heading, and then we have a closing tag here, paragraph tag here. This is a paragraph. That means what? This text content, what is there in between the paragraph tag, this will make it as a paragraph in your web document or a web page. Then again, this is another paragraph. The second sentence, what you are able to see, again that will also appear in the newly framed paragraph. And then we are closing the body tag followed by the HTML tag. So this is just a general structure. Let us move on to the example of HTML page. How do we write actually the program? And let me explain in brief here. The first tag here is doc type HTML. This doc type HTML actually tells that this document is of type HTML. Okay, it tells that whatever the code you're writing in the plain text that is in the notepad, it tells that it is a document type is an HTML. Followed by, as I said, this tag actually marks the beginning of your HTML program. That means it describes the web page. Followed by the body tag. Suppose if you want any content to be visible on your web page, then whatever that content you need to write should be within the body tag. Then here comes the my first heading. So you want the font size to be as a bigger and thicker and bold. That's the reason you are using the highest font, that is H1. H1 to H6 we have the levels. I'll be showing you the demo of how the H1 to H6 appears on your web page. By the now, you just understand the H1 actually stands for an heading tag. Alright. Then we have a P tag which stands for paragraph. So whatever the content appears makes it a paragraph. So it is displayed as a paragraph here. Even we have a second another paragraph followed by the body tag, closing tag, and then followed by the HTML. Remember, whatever tag you are opening, it should be closed at the end. Alright. So this is one sample example of HTML page. Now let us see the steps to open the notepad. How do we actually execute the programs? Now see here, the HTML tags have been edited in the text editor or the notepad, and all these HTML pages have been saved by giving the extension as .html. A very important one we have to remember. If you want to execute the HTML program, make sure that your plain text, that is notepad, have to be saved with a file extension that is .html. Let me execute one program and show you so that you have a clear understanding. Now here I have already some programs which I have already executed. Alright. So here the heading. Now let me open this one. Open with notepad here. Yes, here I have written the program. Yes, the first is the doc type HTML followed by HTML tag, head tag. Alright, head. Within the head tag we have the title tag. So title will actually describe what this web document is all about. Alright, that's what I want my title of this particular page to be, as demonstration of heading, which will appear in the top corner of your web browser actually. So here I am giving the title to be as demonstration of heading and followed by closing the title tag. So always remember, the title tags always come within the head tag. So here I have a opening tag of head followed by the title and then closing tag of head, and then I want all these contents to be appear on my web document. That's what I have enclosed in the body tag, and all the H1 to, as I said, H1 to H6 6 levels I have written it. Okay, and then I've closed the body tag and then I've closed the HTML. Let me execute this particular program and show you. So before I execute, what I'll do is, how do we need to save our document as .html? So I'll just copy this one code. Okay, I'll just take a new notepad To take a new notepad, to open a new notepad, what are the steps? Click on the start here. Alright, click on the all programs here and click on the accessories. Clear? And then search for the notepad here. Here we have a notepad. So we got a new notepad. I'll repeat the steps. Click on the start, click on the all programs, click on the accessories here, we have here, and then click on the notepad. So you got a new notepad. Alright. So herein I'll just paste the code. Now after you write the code, the next step is to save your file. So go to the file option here, go for the save option. So I'll choose the desktop. I'll choose at this particular location I want my to store that, save that particular document, and I need to give a file name. So I'll just give here the file name to be as a demo. But remember what file extension we have to give it. We have to give it as .html. So demo .html. This is how we need to save it. Alright. And then we'll click on save. Alright. Now just I'll close it. Now next step is how do we need to execute. Alright. Look at here. We have got a web page here. Okay, as by the file name as demo, what we have saved with the file extension as .html. So just double click this one. You will be getting the output. Look at here, H1. Now if you carefully observe, within the title tag I had given the demonstration of heading, isn't it? Now look here, the title whatever you are going to give will appear on the top corner of your web browser. I hope you know what is a web browser. This is my web browser, and this page what you are going to see, it's a web page, or you can even refer it as an HTML document also you can refer. Now this one is the font of H1 which appears quite big and thicker. Okay. And then this is font H2, this is H3, H4, H5 and H6. So these are the 6 levels of their heading tags. I hope you are able to understand. Okay. Now let us move on to the basic tags. So what are the basic tags? In order to design your web page, you need to have at least some of the basic tags of the HTML language. So the first basic tag, that is HTML. So this HTML markup tag will define the entire whole HTML document, where this HTML tag has opening and closing tag. Alright. The next basic tag is the body tag. So body tag is the one that defines the body of the entire HTML document. And then within the body tag, they may contain some another different HTML elements or the HTML markup tags. What different kinds of, again, different HTML tags it may contain? It may contain center, it may contain paragraph, alright, it may contain font. Okay, it may contain several like this different HTML tags may be contained within an body tag. Okay, the next tag is the P tag. P actually, so before to that, this body tag is also, as we know that it has an opening and closing tags. Next is P. P tags actually stands for paragraph, which defines the paragraphs in your HTML document. Suppose if you have a page of a text, you have a text and you want to create a paragraph in that particular your web page, then you have to use the P tag, and this P tag is also having a opening as well as the closing tag. Moving on to the next one here, that is head tag. Head tag will appear in the title bar of your browser as a part of browser's window. Suppose head tag will appear within your web page or within your web document. I'll show it with a practically how the head will appear and how the title, where exactly the title will appear in your browser, right? So this is being displayed in the title bar of your browser as a part of browser's window. Now what is the next one is the title. Okay, now this title, as we have already know it, so it appears in the title bar on top of the browser's window. Now this title tag will be contained in another tag called as an head tag. So this title tag will allow the user to know what the content of web page on the whole document. So when you look at the title in your browser, you can make out it was a demonstrations of heading tags. Suppose if you are creating a website for your college, then give the title as the college website. Looking at just title, the users will come to know what the web page content will consisting of, right? Then the last one, the basic tags, what we have to discuss is the heading tags. So there are 6 levels, as we have already seen the programming example, right from H1 through H6 we are having. So the H1 will the first one where it make the font size of the text to be appear larger and the bolder at the different levels. So H6 is the smallest font we are getting in the HTML, right? So these heading tags will help you to provide the main heading, subheading. Suppose if you want to make a sections, depending upon the situations, you can use the different levels of headings. So these were the some of the basic tags which will come under the HTML. A very, very important one, the basic tags of the HTML. Now, so the next one here is an example for the heading tags, as we have already discussed this one. Let us move on to the next one, that's a formatting tags. So these are very important formatting tags. Suppose if you want to change the format of the content in your web document, you want to make the text to appear in the bold, if you want to make the text to be underlined, if you want the text to make it as italics, or you want to add any hyperlink or image or something, then we need to go for the formatting tags. The first formatting tags is nothing but that is the bold. So B tag actually stands for bold. It makes the data or the content to appear as thicker as well as the darker. Then how do we use it? See here, B, this is a content. We know this is a general form, right? Tag name followed by the content and then followed by the closing tag name. So virtual memory. So when this is executed, it will display the virtual memory which with much thicker and the darker. That is the use of the bold tag. Similarly, the next one we have is italics. I stands for italics. It makes the text to be in the form of italics. So the normal text what you have written, it will make convert it in the italics form. So again that will appear as a form of italic form like this. We need to use that is I tag. Alright. The next we have is the U tag, that stands for underline. That makes the content to be underlined. Okay, if you want to highlight it, then you can go for the U tag that defines the underlined word. So this is how you are able to get the U tag. Okay, moving on to the next one here, the formatting tag, that's BR. BR actually stands for break line. Suppose if you want the content, like suppose if you have 2 statements, all right, and you want the one statement to appear in the first line and the very next statement to be appear in the next line, if you want to appear, then better go for the BR tag that defines a single line break. All right, but here the break line doesn't have an closing tag. See, all other tags had opening as well as closing, whereas the breakline tag doesn't have a closing tag, and these tags used to enter the line breaks and they will not separate any paragraphs. Just a single line it will just break. So in further programs what we are going to discuss, I'll be showing you how the breakline tag has been used. And then here comes the example. See here, HTML and XHTML. I had written it in the same line, but I want the HTML and XHTML to be appear in a different line, so you can use the break line here, BR tag. So as I said, it doesn't have any closing tag, so I didn't use anywhere the closing tags. This is how it will display once the break line tag has been used. Moving on to the next one, that is A tag. Now A tag actually stands for anchor tag. Actually, it is called as an anchor tag that would help you to create the hyperlink. So what exactly the hyperlink? So in your, when you open any Chrome and if you search for some information, specific information, when you search for, you're getting a list of websites. Okay, so when you click on any one of the link, it is connecting from that Chrome page to the particular website it is connecting to. So that will help you to link from one web page document to the another web page document. That is what is the hyperlink. So, okay, so this is most important attribute of the hyperlink. It is H-reference. H-reference, okay, wherein we need to give the link's destination. We need to give the path where you need to connect. I'll be explaining this hyperlink with an example so that you can clearly understand. So we have a different kinds of hyperlinks. Suppose if there is an unvisited link, if it is there. Unvisited in the sense, suppose when you are opening a Chrome and searching for particular information, it may results in almost around 5 to 10 different websites it may give for. Suppose if you haven't visited any of the website, then that link will be in blue in color. Suppose if you have already visited that particular website, it turns into purple in color. And suppose if you're currently in one of the particular website, then it will be active link, we call it as, and it will be at the back end, it will be in red in color to indicate right now you're using that particular link. All right, so this is the use of a anchor tag which will help you to create the hyperlinks. I'll be showing you the usage, how we are going to use this particular anchor tag. See here, A. This is indicates anchor tag followed by an important attribute known as H-reference. This H-reference consists of the path where you need to link and then followed by closing the hyperlink. So this will display the respective website what you are giving the path in this particular H-reference. Alright. So now look at here. I have given the specifically I have given the meaning of the water I want to search for in the browser, that is Chrome. Okay, so here in the I have given this meaning of water. I have given, see, so many different kinds of websites I got at dictionary.com, Merriam.com, okay, again dictionary.com, and different websites here, and all these are the hyperlinks. If I just click on to this, it will connect me to the dictionary.cambridge.org. Suppose if I click on to this, it will connect me to Merriam-Webster, it will connect to. But if you observe here, these are not the visited websites, so they are appearing in blue in color. If you clearly observe this, slightly it is different, it is purple in color. This indicates that I have already visited this particular web page. Alright, so, and suppose if I have using this one, I have already clicked and I'm active in this particular web page, then it will be at the back end, it will be red in color saying that right now actively I'm using that particular website. I hope students you're clear with how the anchor tag has been used. The next one we need to discuss is the image tag. The image tag actually stands for the IMG here. So this tag actually defines an image in the HTML page. Suppose if I want to insert any image, then I have to use the image tag. Now here image tag consists of two important attributes, that is the source as well as alternative. Now what is this source? Source actually specifies the URL of an image. URL actually uniform resource locator. That means the path. Okay, suppose if you have an image in your computer system and you want that image to appear on your web page or the web document, then you need to specify the path where that image is there in your computer system, whether in D drives. In D drives there is a sample pictures. In the sample pictures you have certain picture name. So that entire path you need to give. Alright, so therefore the source, or else you may even browse the image from the website also. So you may, wherever the image is being placed, so you need to give a specific path where it has to fetch your image. So that is what is the source. Alternative, suppose by chance source is unable to display the image, then you can display an alternative text over that, specifying there is an text. So which text you are displaying? Maybe you are displaying a lighthouse image. So you need to, suppose if image, if it is not able to download, then by default the whatever the text you have given in the alternative, it will display saying that there is an image of lighthouse. So that is, the source and alternatives are the two important attributes of image. Similarly, like how H-reference was an important attribute of an anchor tag, so source and alternative are the important tags of the image. Now here comes an example like how we have to use the image tag. So here I have written a program, doctype HTML, followed by the HTML tag, followed by the body, right? Then H2 heading tag I have used, and I want to display the content as a spectacular mountain, and then I've closed it with a closing tag here. Look at here, image tag img followed by src. Src stands for source is equal to, you need to give the path pic_mountain. So this was there in a browser. I have taken it. So pic_mountain, this is my path where my actually the the image exists, and followed by we need to give the file extension of that particular image, that is .jpg, and then double close, double quotes we have to close it, and then alternate. Suppose what happens if this image was not displayed, and then I want to display a text content over this particular image, that it is a mountain view. Then I've provided the width here actually. Style is equal to width colon 304 pixel. Px stands for the pixel. And then height also I have given as 228 pixel. That means I'm providing in my entire web page or the web document. So in how much width and how much height the image has to be displayed. That width and height I have given the content attributes here, right? And then close the image tag followed by the body and then the HTML. That's how I'm able to get the output. You try to execute this particular program in your system if you're having. So write this code in the notepad, right? Save it with an .html. Then save it in the particular, but where you're saving it, you have a look. So you better save it on your desktop and then try to open that particular document and see. Okay students, for the today, this part is enough. In our next video class, few more with an HTML programs we shall discuss. Thank you students. Take care of yourself.